So here's a story. I plunged forth in search of mountains once more, and where better to go than the north of Wales for 2 days of nothing but hiking in desolate forests. So come join your old pal Chris, who, according to our focus groups, 75% of people rate as more fun than a bin bag of huntsman spiders launched by Trebuchet. Neat. Love statistics. Let's go, shall we? On Monday morning, I began my grueling train journey across the island, where my goal was to reach Betsuacoan, and yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I arrived after 5 when it had gotten pretty dark and found my hotel, but I was in the bunkhouse at the back, and as far as I knew, I was the only resident there. So that's just 40 quid a night. Just wait till I show you showers. Yep, guess I'm not showering this week. No way. Stinks like this.
Well, this song about traveling man who knows just what he wants. Yep. He thinks he's got it all figured out and tries not to take too much. He spent a lot of time trying this and that.
I woke up early the next day, and by 10 AM, I had already set off on my first journey. I headed south, following a trail to a peak of nearby mountains. There were many paths leading to and fro, and after reaching the peak, I pressed forwards, not knowing where I was going to be led to, but certainly realizing that I couldn't reach Mount Snowdon. Snowdonia National Park is massive, and the mountain was 14 miles away or so from the village in fairly rugged terrain, and then 14 miles back. That just wasn't happening. But I didn't need a goal. I was in the desolate and quiet mountains. I barely saw or spoke to a person the whole time I was there. It was perfect.
I don't know where I belong, but I know just what I like. Kicking up dirt while I'm on the run, double whiskey, no ice. And I don't know where I belong, but I know just what I like. Pretty ladies sing along songs, it'll take me through the night.
All in all, it was about 5:30 when I returned to my bunkhouse, so it was a good first day. When I got back, I did finally brave the shower, with one hand over my bum and the other holding a knife the entire time. I was only due to be here for 2 days and 2 halves of days, so I knew I had to fill my days with as much hiking as I could possibly squeeze in. Funnily enough, it turns out I'd actually been here before, a good 16 or 17 years ago. The only other time I'd been to Wales for a family trip to Swallow Falls, so I knew I had to try to find it. After a while, I, of course, decided that the road was a bit too boring, and struck out for a more adventurous stroll past a river. I was so close to getting to the falls, but the path was closed for maintenance or something, and as I tried to set back, I found it was much more difficult than striking forward. Eventually, I just climbed over the wall, much simpler that way. The falls were only $2 to get in, but it is against my moral code to pay any amount of money to see a natural attraction. I mean, who the fuck owns a waterfall? Luckily, I was tall enough to see it over the wall, so, you know, suck it, Wales. I ate my lunch by the bridge next to a miniature waterfall, and nearby I noticed there were a lot more people than I had witnessed previously. There was an area with 4 colour-coded routes in terms of difficulty. The easy one took me about 10 minutes, and even then it was only that long because of all the old people in my way and I had to stop to walk the plants, because, again, I'm not paying to go to the public toilet either. I have my moral code, goddammit! I started on the blue one, the harder one, and followed the inclines, and the amount of people quickly diminished. Finally, at the divergent path, I was stuck with a choice. Continue the hard path, or strike out on the very hard one. Well, considering I might never come here again, and I still had about 3.5 hours left of daylight, what was I gonna do?
And I still got 3 hours of sunlight left. So, didn't come here to fuck spiders, did I? Let's go the whole hog.
That's right, past Chris. The path was very treacherous. Huge amounts of mud and slippery stones everywhere, always on an incline or a decline. Luckily, it didn't rain a huge amount during the day, only at night, but it often made it more exhausting than it might have been on a dry day. I was by myself for about an hour, enjoying the trail and eventually only running into a couple of dog walkers when I had passed the apex of the mountain. Then the trail seemed to suddenly die. I was in the middle of the woods alone, only following my intuition and later Google Maps and ORS, but they didn't explain why the trail had suddenly stopped.
So, got lost a bit. The trail stopped pretty suddenly, even though I'm only halfway through. So I was pacing back and forth for a while to try and decide what to do. Now I realise this path leads back onto a main trail, which will loop back to my village. Unfortunately, it's just covered in vegetation, and my super cool hipster drain pipes are not waterproof, obviously, so my legs are soaked. Doesn't look too bad, but it feels gross.
I kept going backwards and forwards, trying not only to discern where the trail had gone, but how I could even get back to the village and the bunkhouse. By now, there was only 2 hours left of light, and I could still be that far away, at least.
Victory. I'm pretty sure it's this way. I guess we'll find out one way or another, won't we? Price of fashion, I guess. It's been a while since I've seen a yellow post. I thought I was following it fine, but it just stopped. What the fuck does this mean? I don't know, is this stonemasons? Oh, God. Should have taken the blue trail. Bloody adventure. What an idiot I am. I actually have no idea where I am now. So I'm only 2 hours away from my hostel, and there's 2 hours of sunlight left. Pretty neat. But I'm pretty sure if I go up here, back to the top. Why does that say back to the top? God, where am I? I actually have no idea. I guess theoretically, if I keep going up this way, should loop round. Fun. Go on the yellow trail, Chris. You got plenty of time, Chris. You came here for adventure, Chris. Look. Always take the blue trail. Yellow's a shitty colour and a shitty trail. God. Are you shitting me? Is that a yellow signpost? It's been so long, bro. Oh, I'm gonna come here and see it's got a completely different symbol, aren't I? That's it. Oh, I literally haven't seen one in about an hour. I bloody did it. In your face, God. Oh, I'm about to get struck by lightning now, aren't I? Oh.
After finding the trail again, I walked past this lake, where the mud was at its very worst. Luckily, I didn't slip at all somehow, and finally, the crescendo of the trail, I found this secret waterfall at the very tippity top of the trail. That's right, fuck you, Swallow Falls. This didn't cost me a penny, only 3 hours of my time, and what's that worth? Nothing. It was really beautiful though, but my luck would eventually run out on the slippery stones as I descended.
Well, it finally happened. After literally all day of traversing slippery terrain, I finally slipped and banged my knee, ripped my drain pipes, which is annoying because I'm not rich enough to pull off ripped jeans. And I've still got to get down this bullshit. But there's a yellow post, that's a beacon of sanctuary. Sure, this one's got to be better. Oh, fuck me. I mean, I've been slipping and sliding all day, but that's the first time I fell down. Alright, easy does it. Oh god, I really want to get back to my bunkhouse now. Oh well, it's not too bad.
That was about 6 hours of hiking that day, and I was absolutely beat. I didn't rush or anything, I stopped to smell the roses each time, and I took a break when I was hungry. I had no goals, just to have a wonderful time, and I think I achieved that. I'm always so at home in the mountains, and I miss being amongst them even now. Summarize this episode: times I slipped, once. Times I should have slipped, but I didn't somehow, probably 64. And showers too many in the shower room, 2. I already had a brief break after that, and after visiting Scotland earlier in the year, there was only one more place I had to get to in the British Isles. God, the Welsh love their rugby, don't they? Posts up here. Christ.